Illinois Tennis Association extends to each of you a big welcome here. We're pleased to be here this afternoon. High school athletes playing today are friendly rivals and members of opposing teams. This is the Advanced Classic Athletics, the idea for the competition. The visiting team can have interclassic games against the home team and expected to treat it regarding the sun. Profanity and vulgar cheers are abusive to the spectators, and reflections of your school community will not be tolerated at the tournament. The use of alcohol, drugs, gambling, or throwing of any objects is forbidden in MHSAA activities. This type of behavior could cause your team to put on probation and ejected from the tournament. People involved in this behavior will be asked to leave the Coliseum with no refund or re-entry and also lead to incarceration. The officials or individuals assigned to administer the rules of the game according to the Federation rules. They will be integrity qualified them for their part in this game. This attitude of sportsmanship will be reflected on all spectators, regardless of their personal feelings, the loyalty to one against the other. Any action of poor sportsmanship towards players, coaches, officials, or opposing fans will not be tolerated. Officials and coaches and best game management discuss sportsmanship with MHSAA officials prior to the game. Coaches participating teams are expected to control their teams at all times during the tournament. Remember, sportsmanship begins long before the game starts and lasts long after the game is over. Smoking inside the Coliseum is not permitted. No pass house to smoke outside the building are allowed. By order of the fire marshal, sitting in the aisle is prohibited. The use of artificial noise makers such as megaphones, freon horns, bells, whistles, shakers, clappers, thunder sticks, or any other similar device is prohibited at the tournament. The use of laser lights, laser pin lights is forbidden inside the Coliseum. Only teams involved in the game can film the game on the filming and taping allowed to state tournament due to broadcasting rights granted. Schools involved in filming or taping of games other than their own face $250 fine and disqualification from the tournament. Once again, video cameras, except for official team filming, are not allowed in MHSAA championship events without the express consent of the MHSAA, as they own the rights to this game. The unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or rebroadcast of this copyrighted event is prohibited. Your cooperation is expected. Thanks for joining the game.
All right, what you got, guys? Hey, I could hear you rumbling around down there. They've moved your concourse cameras. Rod, yeah, he's coming. Rod Walker, it's they flip-flopped. The coach from Meridian that was going to do the one, it's going to do the 230. Right. Yeah, Rod Walker. Yeah, I'm glad we touched on that. I didn't even think about that graphic, that opening graphic. Just him putting on his headset. That was us. You're okay. You're good. Everything's not falling apart, crashing. It's okay. Well, you know, it happens. 2 minutes. Well, now this first game, we're going to have national anthem, so we're good. So did you confirm, yes, Pontotoc first group with the starters? Pontotoc is first. All right. They might start this puppy up early, just letting you know. Well, maybe not. I thought that the girls were going to maybe start walking towards the bench. Sometimes you might get teams get antsy, and then all of a sudden they go, oh, well, they're done warming up. Let's blow the horn. So.
Huh?
They might about need to get a level from you.
Check one. Test 1, 2.
I'm good. Welcome once again to the Mississippi Coliseum here in the state capital, Jackson, Mississippi. So glad you're with us as we get you ready for this Class 4A girls semifinal. The Bay High Lady Tigers, a record of 20-9 on the season, taking on the Pontotoc Lady Warriors, undefeated on the year. Josh West alongside Rod Walker. So glad that you were with us as we look at a couple of teams. And Pontotoc, a team who was here last year as a North number 2 and could not get to the finals. Bay High, they haven't been here since 2005. That's when they last captured a title. It's time now for us to take a look at our starting lineup. So we'll start with the North number 1 Lady Warriors of Pontotoc, Mississippi, under head coach Bill Russell. You look at that lineup, you see Kayla Russell, just a sophomore at 5'6", but she's in that backcourt running the show. Joining her will be Marley Hatcher, a freshman at 5'7". Anna Rosenbaum, a junior at 5'9", beginning to look at that front court alongside Quinn Ford, a senior at 5'8". And then rounding out the starting 5 will be Nikki McMillan, a 5'11" junior. Shifting gears, turning the page from Pontotoc to the Lady Tigers of Bay High School, the South number 2, looking to bounce back after a loss in the South State Championship to Forest County AHS. You look at these lineups and see Tarika Williams, a 5'11" sophomore, in the lineup alongside Jemiah Galloway. Galloway at 5'6", just a 7th grader. Williams, as we just mentioned, she's a freshman. As we continue through this lineup, Ashley Jordan, a 6-foot freshman. So talk about a team that's going to be here for a while. Krista Reed, just a sophomore at 5'11", but arguably the best sophomore in the state. We're going to call her the number 2, though, because of that young lady, Miss Vivian, out of Scott Central. And then rounding out the starting 5 will be Brianna Smith, a 5'7" freshman. You see the Bay High and Pontotoc teams getting into their huddles, getting ready to start this one. I welcome in my partner in just a moment when we come back. Pontotoc, Bay High coming up after this.
That's good stuff.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Hammer 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
32-0 Pontotoc Lady Warriors. And then the Bay High team that checks in with a record of 20-10 on the season. Josh West alongside Rod Walker, the Clarion Ledger. Rod, it's fun to have you over on this side, on the broadcast side. This is going to be a big one.
Oh, definitely. No doubt about it. You got 2 really good teams here, and you got 2 players that really stand out when you just look at both of these rosters. You have Quindella Ford for Pontotoc. Danny Does, a player who's signed with Ole Miss already, one of the most talented players in the state of Mississippi. And look at this Bay High team that's really young, but they have Krista Reed, considered by most to be one of the top sophomores in the state. You know, you think about these sophomores in the state, you think about Victoria Vivians at Scott Central, who put up crazy numbers all season long. But Krista Reed, she's rated number 2 in that sophomore class, so expecting some big things from her today as well.
We're going to see a lot of college coaches here as we're about to tip this one up. As we see Bay High in their road blue, Pontotoc in their home white. Here's the tip and a battle for the loose ball, and bodies to the floor to start. A jump ball, we might get a held ball right out, and we do. And so a held ball, you don't know which way the arrow goes. You got to re-jump it.
Yeah, you think they'd re-jump it there, but I'm not sure what they base a decision on, but Bay High's getting the ball here.
Well, she's going to give it to Bay High. So Bay High is going to start this thing. Let's see if the officials get together to re-jump it. It's something you just don't see that much, Rod, and so the officials are going to get together to re-jump this basketball. There's no possession arrow because nobody had established possession. Well, we know we're going to go back and jump it again, this time 5 seconds in.
Yeah, Coach Russell from Pontotoc, he talked to the referees, and they decided to do this over again.
Glenn said it best, our public address announcer. That's a do-over.
That's right.
We get to do it over here.
Every possession counts, and these coaches don't want to give that ball up first.
No, everything for confidence to settle the nerves. The tip again, and this time it's controlled by Pontotoc. Pontotoc in the front court, right wing with Ford. Ford at the free throw line, and we're underway. As we see Bay High jumping out with some man pressure. They left the shooter open. There is Kayla Russell, the sophomore 3, that ought to settle the nerves for not only her but her teammates.
Yeah, you know, that's the coach's daughter, and you know those coaches' daughters always tend to, they know the game, and they're always pretty confident, and she comes in and makes a big basket to start the game off.
Galloway the basketball. Deep outside, looking for a cutter. The catch, here's Reed in traffic, misses. Loose ball inside, nice offensive rebound. Puts it up over 3 defenders and in. Nice job by Terica Williams.
You're looking at this Bay High lineup. It's amazing to see a team this young make it to the Coliseum, as hard as it is to make it for just 2 teams coming out of the South. Tremendous job that Coach Tripp has done getting these girls here.
And they're going to be here for a while. Just get used to it.
Without a doubt.
Russell gets it up to Hatcher. And now on a bounce, a drive, pull up 10-footer, good look, wide open. Too easy that time for Ford, who elevates and knocks it in.
You know, Ford, this is her first time actually playing in the big house. She transferred from Oklahoma and been at, playing at a 1A school all these years. And Danny doesn't play her, transferred to Pontotoc, and she's really made the difference this year and got them off to an undefeated season after losing 7 games last year. They're undefeated coming into today.
Here's a pull-up 15-footer. They dared Jemiah Galloway to shoot, and she puts it in. So both teams a hot start. Nobody got back defensively, but a missed layup by Nikki McMillan, the junior. And here comes Bay High. Down by a point. 3 out of the corner, long, no good. Scrum on the baseline, the catch in the lay-in. Terica Williams. So Pontotoc finds themselves in a 1-point hole, 6-5. A little more than 2 minutes into this first quarter. Little give and go action, and reading it beautifully that time was Reed, and then a foul called.
Yeah, good steal there by Reed, just stepping in and anticipating that pass.
Foul going to be on Coach's daughter, Kayla Russell, going to pick up her first. That's the first for either team. As now we'll see Bay High now get to play with the lead, a 1-point lead and the basketball. 2-3 zone here for Pontotoc. Got to make sure, though, they get on those shooters. And this young team, probably more critical for Bay High to get off to the fast start. Here's a turnaround jumper from the right elbow. Terica Williams, 6 points. 6 of her team's 8 here in the early going.
Yeah, you're right about getting off to a good start for Bay High, especially being so young. You always wonder if those young players are going to catch the jitters of being in the big house, but it looks like Bay High, they came here ready to play.
Ford, right wing, crossing over. Pull up 17-footer, in and out, and a good rebound. Williams is everywhere right now.
Oh, she is.
Here comes Reed. Reed cut off. Saw a trap coming. Pull up shot at the free throw line, and that was a rush shot that time by Galloway, but got bailed out that time by Marley Hatcher. The freshman picks up her second. A lot of underclassmen playing on this game. You talk about Bay High's youth, but Russell, Hatcher, underclassmen as well, as Galloway steps to the line and knocks in the first free throw.
And this girl's just a 7th grader. I mean, you don't see that a whole lot here in the big house. 7th grader actually be starting in the game.
Second free throw good. A 10-2 run right now for Bay High to grab a 5-point lead. Pontotoc got here last year, as we mentioned, lost in the semis, and so they want to make sure the trip to Jackson this year is an extended stay. Crossover, forward, pull-up shot, no good. And then off the knee of Reed.
Yeah, lost to a really good team last year in Lawrence County, where T.L. Griffin was at the time, and everybody who's been keeping up with girls basketball in the state knows that T.L.'s now at Hattiesburg, and some controversy surrounding that transfer, and that's a team that put Pontotoc out last year, and Kayla Russell's the only returning starter off of that team, and then you get the transfer forward in, and here they are back in the big house.
Here's a head fake, the drive in the lane to the rim. Shot just wouldn't go, and the rebound pulled in by Galloway. Bay High doing a fantastic job here early on the defensive glass, not giving Pontotoc second opportunities. Reed shots blocked, but there's Williams. Wherever the ball is, there she is. Galloway left side. Here's Smith, a 3. Short, but Bay High is a step quicker right now as Brianna Smith tracks it down. Now Galloway is Pontotoc switching up defenses. Here's Ashley Jordan, just a brief touch. We haven't talked about her much so far. Quick hands that time, saved in. Into the corner. Reed trying to size up this defense. Found the open player for a moment, but Galloway turned away.
Coach Trimble has to be pleased to have 10 points, and Reed hadn't even scored yet, and she's their best player. So that's really a good start for Bay High.
Reed into the corner. Galloway. Here's Jordan. Jordan going to get a 15-footer all day to step into it, size it up, and put it in. A 12-2 run right now for Bay High. So Hatcher, the basketball, going to go left side on the catch and the skip. Rosenbaum. Now Russell on a bounce, turning, fading, shot up, would not go. And the rebound pulled in again by Bay High's Galloway. Finds Reed, and Reed just creates so many mismatches with her size, her height.
Without a doubt. You know, she comes from a family that's just a tremendous basketball family. She's the fourth of her sisters that have played in the big house. They've won a total of 5 state championships, and she's looking to add to that total.
Reed might just have picked up her first personal foul on an over-the-back, a loose ball foul. And it will be. Reed picks up her first. That's the first against the Lady Tigers. 7-point lead for Bay High. 12-2 run for those just logging in as we have a sub checking into the ball game. Kayla Rush, the sophomore, just checked in to replace Anna Rosenbaum, the junior. Pontotoc needs a bucket. Got to be feeling a little pressure right now. Pull-up jumper straight away. That one's strong, no good. A little bit of adrenaline right now pumping through the veins of the Warriors. Reed on a run out, going 1-on-2, and they call an offensive foul on Reed. That's 2 on Krista Reed.
Yeah, that's going to be really big for them to be able to have to score some points without Reed. Now, you think Triple will take her out of the game at some point here in the first half, and they're going to have to try to sustain without her in there, without their best player.
There's no flinching over there on that sideline, so I think they're going to keep Reed in, and she knows she has 2 fouls. Yeah. But that does limit her a bit defensively. She's not going to be going up trying to block a layup.
Without a doubt. With her being so young, you have to. It'd be interesting to see how she responds to having those 2 fouls, and just see how she, the mental aspect of her picking up that second foul there.
That Pontotoc unforced error. And here comes Bay High. Pass inside. Williams back to the basket. Good inside out. 3 short. Rebound Jordan. Shot block. Contact. But they got ball first, and it goes out of bounds on the baseline. It will stay with Bay High. Coach Russell right now got an official's ear. Now he's got 2 officials' ear.
I was thinking that one was going to get overturned, but I guess I was wrong. Maybe the referee saw something that I didn't see. It looked like it went out of bounds on Reed from my vantage point.
From the baseline, Bay High slips it in Williams. Williams looking for her 7th and 8th points, and she's fouled, tripped up. Might have been inadvertent, but nonetheless, we'll see Kayla Rush pick up her first. And that's the team's 3rd. So from the baseline, Jordan to lob it in. Finds Williams. Terica swings it out. Here's Galloway. Good look at a long deuce. Just a little strong. And then a loose ball foul going to be called again on Bay High. This is going to be on Brianna Smith. Well, so far, every foul we've seen from Bay High you can live with. They've all been hustle play fouls.
That's right, and I know that's something that Coach Triplett wants to see. I mean, you have a young team, and sometimes that's what you want to see out of these young girls, getting out there and getting after it like that.
7-point lead for the road team. The South number 2. Undefeated Pontotoc at 32-0 in uncharted waters. Here's Ford right at the key. Spins away, backs into the corner away from the double team. Great court vision, great awareness. Around the horn, they find Ford again. Little jab step, pull-up jumper. Silky smooth, but won't go. Rebound by Williams.
When you get to the second week of this tournament, some of these teams, they haven't played in a week, and that first quarter, you're always kind of concerned about just the layoff and how it's going to affect the team, and we'll see if Pontotoc can get it going here.
Great hands by Runsell, and a nice feed down the lane by Hatcher, just a little too low of her intended target. Rush just could not get a feel for where that basketball was.
Right, just threw the ball past her, and she couldn't get to it, couldn't quite get her hands on it.
Everything right now for Pontotoc just seems to be just a little too hard, or a little too strong, or a little too fast. Definitely the adrenaline. They haven't found out how yet to harness that.
Right, and then like I said, you have that combined with them not playing, and this is the first game in 10 days, and that layoff, it can have an effect on you because it's hard to duplicate an actual the game simulate an actual game.
A lot of teams out of the South have swung by Hattiesburg to get some practices in, to get an arena feel. I know a lot of teams have been getting that at their various local universities, as here is Reed going to work over a double team for her first 2 points. Reed playing with 2 fouls. So we're down to 44 seconds to go first quarter, but it's now 14 out of the last 16 by Bay High.
Yeah, that's really impressive for this. You look at how young this team is. That's really impressive for them to get off to a fast start, because you worry about these young girls, but they're probably too young to even realize what's going on and just have them playing.
Nikki McMillan, a clutch baseline jumper. You can say that in the first quarter when you're trying to halt the run. Reed trying to come down and quiet the crowd, can't do it. Russell on the run out. 16 seconds now to go first quarter. Here's a shot a little bit strong. Rebound opportunity, but Bay High takes it away. A miss by Hatcher. Here comes Reed. She'll probably take the last shot. 5 seconds, down to 4. Now at the basketball, here's Galloway at the buzzer. Put it up strong, no good. Just lost track of the clock that time. The clock is not directly behind the basket, and so the Bay High players could not see it. 14-7 lead. We'll pause for a break. Back to the Mississippi Coliseum after this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Fans, don't forget that you want to cherish these memories forever, and you can buy a DVD copy of this game. You can go to the website, www.missHSAA.tv. That's www.missHSAA.tv to purchase a DVD copy of this game. 14-7 lead for Bay High over Pontotoc. Pontotoc at the early 3 by Kayla Russell. Saw Bay High go on a 14-2 run, and then a bucket late in the quarter by Nikki McMillan was much needed. 7-point game to start the second quarter, Rock.
Yeah, just an excellent start for this Bay High team. We keep talking about their youth, and for them to come out, and I'm sure Tripp is very pleased to be up 7 points at the end of the first quarter against a team that came in here with an undefeated record.
Galloway the basketball. Pontotoc sagging in a 2-3 zone. It looked to be content if Bay High wanted to shoot threes. There's a kick out to Galloway, right side of the catch by Smith. Smith going to step into a long 2 and hit it.
Basket, Lady Tigers.
16-7, 9-point lead, matching their largest.
This is Bay High's first time being here since 2005 when they won the state championship. Kendra Reed, who was Crystal Reed's sister, was on that team. She ended up winning Miss Basketball that year, and they're back, and they're trying to win it again.
Here's the try by Ford, knifing through the defense for an and one. And we'll wait and see who the foul call is going to be on.
That's the kind of play you kind of expect to see Quindella Ford make, driving to the basket and scoring some easy buckets. It's pretty hard to stop her. You can't really stay in front of her because she's so good at getting to the basket.
As Pontotoc going to bring a couple of substitutions into the ball game. We'll see Anna Pressman, the senior, check in. Also, Kayla Rush is into the ball game. So Ford a chance with a three-point play. The foul was on Brianna Smith, her second. Free throw rattles in for Ford. Ford's got 5 points. It's back to a 6-point game. And quick hands off the bench by Rush, and a steal by the senior. Loses it momentarily. Ford's now got it right to the rim and puts it up nearly an and one. You don't want to let Ford start feeling it, or if you're a Bay High fan, you're in trouble.
Right. She can put up big numbers. I think her season high this year is about 32 or 33 points, and she's averaging 22 points a game for them, and she can really score. And one of the more prolific scorers in the state this season, girls basketball.
6 points now for Ford. The foul on Ashley Jordan. That was her team's 5th personal foul. Ford to make it a perfect 3-for-3 start for the line. Misses it. Jordan able to get her hands on the rebound. Full court pressure. Reed able to get away. Now nearly triple team, but not deterred. She'll bring it up the near sidelines. Here comes Reed, poked away from behind by Russell. Reed just relaxed just for a moment at the end and didn't realize Russell was right on her back hip.
Yeah, you can see that Reed does a lot for them, though. She's the one they kind of count on to bring the ball up court when they need her, and she can also go inside. She can shoot threes, and you can see how versatile she is, and you know why people have her considered one of the top sophomores in the state.
The 5-point Bay High lead. Olivia Owen, Nikki McMillan in now for Pontotoc. Here's Galloway. Looking into the corner, trying to get it to Smith. Now Bay High almost is kind of so relaxed that they're almost a step slow. And Pontotoc has kind of channeled their emotion here, and now Pontotoc flying all over the floor, and Bay High recognizes it, and they get a 30.
Yeah, I think Coach Triplett saw that, and he wants to get her team back to whatever they were doing in the first quarter and just get them to be more aggressive like they were in the first quarter to build that early 14-7 lead.
Well, you talk about a good timeout for Coach Debbie Triplett, sensing that momentum was switching 6 times since 1996 in her tenure they've been here. They were in the finals in 98 and 04, did not win. Picked up championships in 03 and 05. And as you touched on, their first appearance since they won it in 2005.
Yeah, and if you look at every one of those championships, she had one of those Reed sisters on her team. There was a Stephanie Reed who won one title. Kendra Reed, who was Miss Basketball in 05. She was on 2 of those championship teams. Then you had a Tamara Reed, who was the youngest, well, the third of the 4. And she won a state title, and she went on. She moved to Wayne County after Hurricane Katrina, won a title there. So the Reed sisters have 5 titles altogether, and like I said, Crystal's trying to add, give them a 6th title. To be pretty remarkable for one family. It's kind of like the Dixons in football, I guess.
Absolutely, and the height. She's got a lot of height. I'm trying to remember. I remember her sister Kendra. I didn't know that Kendra was as tall as Krista is already as a sophomore. Nice stick back that time by Bay High. Ashley Jordan getting the bucket. And so here's a drive from the left of the key, throwing it up, missing. Rebound by Russell. So an offensive rebound for Pontotoc. So they're really settling in. Ford sizing up a defender, backing her off, pulling up from 17 feet. Quinn Ford, 8 points, 8 of her team's 13, and so Lady Warriors are right back in this thing.
Yeah, and she scored 6 in a row, 7 in a row there, and just really starting to get going and starting to feel it now.
Pushing Galloway back out to Smith, who's playing with 2 fouls. Also playing with 2 fouls, Reed, the deep 3, short, no good. Maybe a travel, bounce pass to Ford. Ford in traffic, puts it in. Well, the senior, one of the few on display in this game, is starting to take over and flex her muscle. The answer, and it's short. And Ford's got it. Ford's going to go one-on-one if she can beat the rest of the Bay High players down the floor. Nice little move there. Holding off the defender, flipping it in and one, and Quinn Ford, well, it's safe to say she's on fire.
Yeah, I know Coach Madden will be glad to have her up in Oxford next year. She's really showing what she can do. You put her in the backcourt with Valencia McFarland. You have a pretty good backcourt there at Ole Miss next season.
Jemiah Galloway picks up her first. That's her team's 6th. So we'll see Pontotoc shooting free throws for the rest of this remaining 5:18 of the first half. This to tie, and of course it's going in. 13 points.
Yeah, Quinn Ford really just took over this second quarter here, and got Pontotoc right back in, and she comes over with a big steal right here, right on cue.
Oh, and she had a pat to the basket and got too unselfish. And we have a whistle and steps called on Bay High. Anytime you can stop a transition opportunity, usually leads to one the other way, and that probably just took points off the board for Bay High. So a couple of turnovers that we wouldn't have seen coming.
Right, without a doubt.
18-18, tie ball game. This is the first game of 4 here from the Mississippi Coliseum. On a semifinal Monday, we'll see all these Class 4A teams do battle. Both the Bay High teams, girls and boys, are here. Ford frees herself up for a 15-footer and a whistle before the shot. This is going to be away from the basketball, a push.
Yeah, but you can tell that Ford's starting to find her groove, and she's kind of wanting the ball in her hand now and wants to just kind of take over here and it's really working out well for Pontotoc.
Anna Rosenbaum picks up her first. That's the 4th team foul. Here's a steal again. Russell a good look at a 3, and it's scooped in and out, but an offensive board. Back to Russell, she'll try it again. Missed it again. Thought that one was probably going to go down. Here's Reed now running. Reed down the near sidelines. Crosses it across the lane, trying to go back on a kind of a no-look pass to Jordan. Quick hands again by Pontotoc. So again, in the beginning, Ron, we were talking about how Pontotoc was maybe a step too fast. Maybe every shot was too strong. Now they're the aggressor, and now they look like the team that has really been in control throughout.
Yeah, excellent anticipation there by Rosenbaum to step in on that pass, because it looked like Krista Reed had a good look there, and she just stepped in and deflected the ball out of bounds.
Bay High trying to work against this zone. Galloway back over to Smith. Now Reed. Reed the lob inside. Nice fade baseline by Williams. No good. And now Pontotoc doing a much better job of the boards. Here's Ford. Better get out of her way. Got to feed the hot hand. You got to find a way to get it back to her. Here's Rosenbaum a 3. That one no good. And the rebound tapped around. And now a held ball on the floor. And the arrow will stay with Pontotoc. Rod, not so sure why Pontotoc, I know they've got a lot of shooters and they've been doing it all year, but when you have the run that Ford is on right now, you've got to just run everything through her. She's got to touch it.
She should touch the ball every time down the court, because she's really feeling it right now. You don't want her to cool off. I mean, while she's hot as she's been in this quarter.
Another missed 3. Meanwhile, again, Ford has been getting that mid-range 15-footer, getting to the rack and drawing fouls.
Right.
18-18. Bay High will take that, though, and now Galloway. And the Tigers going to work it inside. And again, we see Williams turning on a nice little drop step. I'm impressed by Williams for a freshman to have all the moves, to have the proper footwork, and she always seems to know where to go to create herself a good open look.
Yeah, that's just a tribute to Coach Triplett and the job she's done at Bay High over the years. I mean, she's always, whenever you look at that roster, they always have the 7th and 8th graders on there, and they just tend to just groom these girls over the years. And there you go, another basketball.
She's instant offense. Quinn Ford has got 15 points. And so, again, obviously Pontotoc was able to take note and get her the basketball back in her hands. She got 13 of her 15 in this quarter. Here's a drive by Reed, crossing over, getting free of 2 defenders, and fouled on the floor.
Yeah, excellent first half here by Quinn Ford. You know, it kind of reminds me going back to Saturday night when Geronte Clemens of Coldwater and Southern Miss signed. You know, she exploded for 22 points in the first half, and Ford's putting forth a similar effort here today.
You talk about a Southern Miss signee, Krista Reed, with Kendra having played and been a star in Hattiesburg. What are you hearing early on talk about Reed?
You know, it's still pretty early in her recruiting process. I know Stanford's even come in, you know, lately just to kind of talk to her, and she's a girl that by the time her senior year comes around, she'll be recruited by practically everybody in the country. You know, you may think they have an edge with Kendra having played there. Kendra had a really good career there. I think she may have been extra freshman of the year in Conference USA her first year, and had some back injuries there late.
Driving is Ford and drawing the foul. A little bit out of control. Was in between 3 Bay High defenders, and the foul is on Ashley Jordan. And that's her second. That's the 7th on Bay High. But again, remember the old Michael Jordan offense of the 80s for the Bulls? Get everybody else out of the way, clear out for Michael. You need to clear out for Ford right now.
Oh, without a doubt, she is really putting on a show here in the first half for the Lady Warriors.
We talked about that run for Bay High. It was a 14-2 run. Well, since that point, we've seen a 16-4 run. So it's been a game of runs.
Yeah, I think Pontotoc just kind of needed to get those first quarter jitters out, and once they did, they kind of settled down and they're doing what they want to do. They know that Ford's the one that, you know, basically got them here, and they're starting to kind of ride her a little bit here.
22-18. Bay High, a team that's patient offensively. Here's a deflection, and then a loose ball foul going to be called on Bay High. Good hands that time by Marley Hatcher of the Lady Warriors. This foul going to be on Jemiah Galloway, her second. So you got some foul situations. Smith, Galloway, Jordan, Reed, 4 starters, each with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's really big there. That's something you have to overcome here in this first half, and to try to get out of this first half and keep the fouls at a minimum from here on out for the rest of the 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Ford sitting out now, and that's something that Bay High probably want to try to take advantage of here, to close out this half.
Hatcher's got her first point, splitting the pair. Bay High finds themselves down by 5, and the basketball slips right out of the hands of Smith. Here come the Lady Warriors in a hurry, and the pass slipped out of the hands of Brown, but Brown gets it back. Around the horn, the senior, the 3 that would have brought the house down. Williams clears, but it's nearly taken away again by Pontotoc. I've been so impressed after the over-adrenaline start. Pontotoc is flying around.
They are. They're really hustling, and there's no drop-off anywhere. Everybody's just going after it every possession.
Krista Reed trying to restore sanity for Bay High. To Williams, facing up. Again, fantastic footwork from the freshman. Galloway back to Reed. Boy, she looked at a long 3. Instead puts it on the floor. Pontotoc doing a good job of playing in this matchup now. On a switch, Reed got loose. The floater. Oh, that was pretty.
That was a great move there. It reminds you of Kendra when you see her make moves like that.
Here's the drive. The shot wouldn't go. And the rebound by Bay High's Williams again clears to Reed. Their sister Kendra had a lot of back problems late in her career. And you hope that Reed will never have what her sister went through. Here's a missed shot, an offensive rebound, but then shuffling those feet, trying to get them firmly underneath her, was Brianna Smith. As we see Ford check back in after a breather. McMillan check back in. Pontotoc really subbing out players, trying to wear down Bay High early.
Yeah, critical last 1 minute here in this first half. I mean, if you're at Bay High, you want to kind of keep the game close here. You don't want to see Ford get hot here and, they expand that 3-point lead that they currently have.
23-20, and a carry called with Pontotoc up a bucket. Here comes a new group of fresh faces.
You look at this Pontotoc lineup, they're not very tall. I mean, they're all about the same height. Looks like in that 5'7", 5'8" range, and they're just kind of getting after it on defense.
It's defense for offense, and Rod, I was able to save the equipment here.
Well, I appreciate it. You also saved my face, I think, so I appreciate you doing that.
We gotta have quick hands. Anytime we're getting touches, that's not good for whoever has the basketball.
Oh,
we're not supposed to be getting any touches.
That's right.
23-20. Deep right wing, it's Owen. Owen driving, cut off in a double team. We're seeing a lot of defense, or rather, excuse me, I should say offense for defense substitutions. Now that they create a turnover, they get to stay on and get a chance to shoot it.
Yeah, they put Ford right back in there, and they go right back to her.
Ford on the baseline, had it poked away by Williams. So Rico Williams has been one of those bright stars for Bay High here in the first half. 2-3 zone. Catch by Rosenbaum. Right side now Hatcher. Back to Rosenbaum. Good, clean look at a 3. I think the way she shot that one, that's going to be automatic.
Yeah, she was wide open on that and just drained it. No hesitation at all.
21 of the last 26 points in this half scored by Pontotoc. And a deficit of 9 has been erased, and now a 6-point lead. Galloway jumper just would not fall. And with 6.8 to go here in the half, held ball, Bay High will keep it. Bay High needs to get to the locker room and get some water and get a breather.
Right, and just try to regroup and come out like you did in that first quarter. Hope you can get some of that momentum back swinging your way.
And the Warriors wish this game would just play straight through. Here's a steal by Ford. She checked the clock, checks it again, checks it for a third time, right to the rim. Missed the layup, Jordan the rebound. That's shocking. She was sizing it up the whole way down the floor and then forgot to look at the rim. So as we go to halftime, it is Pontotoc on a 21-6 run to end the half. And the Warriors trying to move to 33-0. It's a 6-point lead here at the break. Back to the big house after this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Josh West, Rod Walker, back here with you at the Mississippi Coliseum here at the break. 6-point lead for Pontotoc, a tale of 2 quarters. Bay High, a 14-2 run, had a 9-point lead. Lady Warriors undefeated, looking for their 33rd win, settled in. And Rod, what was your take on that first half?
Well, like you said, it was a tale of 2 different quarters. I think Pontotoc just needs to get settled down. Team that comes in here with an undefeated record. They didn't get forward really going in that first quarter. In the second quarter, I think they realized, hey, this is the girl who got us here, and they started to go to her. And you look at the results now, they're up 6 after trailing by 7 at the end of the first quarter.
A 6-point lead here at halftime. We're going to take our halftime break. When we come back, just before the start of the third quarter, a look at the first half stats, a reset of the lineups, and the third quarter action coming between Bay High and Pontotoc. You're watching the MHSAA Network. 26-20. Pontotoc by 6 as we get ready to start this third quarter. And taking a look at where we saw the first quarter, 14-2 run for Bay High, 21-6 run for Pontotoc to end the first half. And you look at those stats, neither team shot the ball particularly well, but they did on their run. And then it's surprising to see just how dominant Bay High was on the boards, 24-12 edge on the boards. But then late in that first half, the 9 turnovers to just 5 for a Pontotoc team that got so many hands in the passing lanes. Quinn Ford with 15 first half points, balanced scoring for Bay High. Bay High was 6, 4 for Jemiah Galloway, Ashley Jordan, and Krista Reed. 26-20 as we get set to start this third quarter underway. Josh West alongside Rod Walker, as with the basketball on the wing, it's Rosenbaum. Pass inside on the catch, and then the push very quickly. See, that's 3 now on Ashley Jordan, and so you see now 3 starters, Rod, Galloway, Smith, and Reed with 2, Jordan with 3, and that bench already for Coach Debbie Triplett pretty small as Ford launches and a surprising air ball. Yeah. And Tarika Williams grabs the rebound.
You look at the Bay High bench, you only see 3 girls over there. They're still in T-shirts, and they probably don't play a whole lot for them. So it's going to be really big for these girls to have a foul trouble. Good move there by Krista Reed.
Very big step through 2 defenders for the finish by Reed. She's only got 6 points, a bucket in each quarter. Top of the circle, 3 straight away, short, no good. Here's the fadeaway by Ford, left short. So she's been long and short. She's been all around it as Reed catches, and now she's got to try to get away from Ford. She goes down, kept her dribble alive, trying to feed Jordan in the lane. That time maybe needed to go to the wing over there to Smith as she was falling down.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that balanced scoring by Bay High earlier, and I know that's a good thing right now, but at the end of the day, you probably want to see Krista Reed, being at the top of that scoring list for them.
Pass onto the wing. Catch by Galloway. 4-point lead right now for Pontotoc, trying to move to 33-0. Here's a long jumper, no good, but an defensive rebound, and then the run out. Here's Ford. Ford pushing. Feeling it, but long. And the rebound, Karam's out. Bay High now running in transition, but no numbers. And a smart decision that time by Galloway. It was 2-on-3. Reed dancing with the dribble. Had it stripped and lost it. Russell got a steal ahead to Hatcher. 3-on-2, pull-up jumper. That one's strong, no good. And a rebound, a stick back, though, by Nikki McMillan. Her first bucket since the end of the first quarter. That kind of quieted that Bay High run. Reed, great hands that time. Galloway looking ahead. Williams tracks it down. Back to Reed, now 3-on-2. Pass over to Jordan, who got an easy layup.
Good dish there by Krista Reed to get the assist there.
28-24. 5:50 to go, third quarter. As we see on the wing, Rosenbaum wanting to lob it inside. Pass too strong. And there's a bad pass and a steal, and the shot up. Short, no good. Jordan got the rebound. Is it just me, or are we seeing a replay of the first quarter right now,
I was
Rod?
just thinking the exact same thing. It looked like Pontotoc had picked up some momentum there in the second quarter, and now it's kind of swung back towards Bay High again, and that Pontotoc's lost that aggressiveness that we saw in that second quarter.
And Tarika Williams just pinned the first foul on Quinn Ford, the senior. But not that Bay High is as hot as they were in the first quarter, but Pontotoc has come in, and maybe jumpy's the word, antsy's the word. They're all over the place.
Right, we thought they had worked those kinks out, but they've come back around again, and now they have to work them back out again. And I think, like I said, it goes back to Ford, though. You have to get the ball in her hands and let her create offense. And she's coming out of the game right now, so it's someone else will have to step up and do the scoring for her.
Probably just for a breather. Each team with a personal foul. See the second free throw. That one's good. Splits the pair. 7 now for Tarika Williams.
And you see Coach Russell over there talking with Ford. He's giving us some advice on what he wants her to do, and I'm sure we'll see her back in the game in a minute now, and we'll try to get him going.
Rosenbaum back to Hatcher. Pontotoc's had a quick trigger green light on the threes, but Let's see what happens here with Ford on the bench. Russell, the drive, stops, kicks out, gets a wide open 17-footer. That's around the rim and in for Marley Hatcher. That's her first field goal. And it comes here in the opening minutes of the third quarter. Galloway in the backcourt, long pass, and taken away. A steal. Here comes Russell into the corner, Rosenbaum. Boy, Russell's calling for it. She wants this one, and she left it just short. But an offensive rebound, stick back and in by Rosenbaum. It's a way to feed the shooter and then go to the rim for the board.
Yeah, they've opened up a 7-point lead now, and that's something that the Bay High's gonna have to try to overcome really quick, because with a young team like this, you don't want to see them fall behind too much here. Galloway
left of the circle, pulls up straight away, heels on the arc, and puts it in. With minored in coaching, and from that coaching mentality, even in basketball 101, it was, if you're going to shoot it that deep, just go ahead and take one more step back.
That's right. You may as well get those 3 points instead of getting 2 out of that one.
That was worth more. But it only goes down as that layup off the glass. Here's a jumper to answer by Nikki McMillan. McMillan hasn't scored much, just 6, but it's always come at a critical time when Pontotoc's needed one.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are kind of settled back down again, and getting some points scored here. And
Galloway steps on the near sidelines. That was very close. I mean, by a fraction of an inch. Her toe was in bounds. Her heel was floating over the line, and it must have popped down in a hurry. So 7-point lead for Pontotoc, 34-27. Rosenbaum on the wing. The drive. Into the corner, now Russell again. All of a sudden, Bay High really extending. Here's the drive, kick out. Hatcher into the ball game. Pinkston, the sophomore, for the first time. And here's a steal by Smith. Smith trying to beat everyone down the floor. Goes to the rim, had it blocked from behind. What a recovery by Hatcher. Here comes Russell. Now Pontotoc with a 3-on-1. Nice extra pass for an easy lay-in.
Big momentum swing there. Looks like Bay High's about to cut into the lead, and we got an excellent block on the defensive end by Pontotoc there.
36-27. 9-point game. Galloway the basketball. Galloway going to stop and pop from 15 and hangs on the rim and goes in. Galloway's got a couple of more buckets. Here's the pass ahead. Nobody found McMillan.
I'm sure Coach Triplett called timeout here. They didn't do a good job of getting back on defense there. You think she'd want to settle her team down a little bit right here, but she's going to let them play through it.
It's been Nikki McMillan in this quarter. She's got 8 points. She's got 10 in the game. She scored the final points for Pontotoc in the first, and now Bay High down 9, and there's a foul that hurt, and it hurt the person that did it. That was Kayla Rush. Thank goodness she was wearing knee pads.
Yeah, you look at that Pontotoc bench, that whole team's wearing knee pads. I was just noticing that. So, number 20 is actually, she's not wearing them, but that lets you know how much they get up, dive on the floor and for those loose balls.
If they're going to let you wear them, that's an advantage.
Right. I don't understand why you wouldn't wear them.
You can be more reckless.
Right.
You saw that time, Rush went all out. 9-point lead now. Bay High's got to keep it within shouting distance as we roll up on the 2-minute mark to go here in this third quarter. 4A girls semifinal, undefeated Pontotoc, and a Bay High team that's trying to pull the upset. Both teams young. Quinn Ford, the Dandy Dozen senior, not in the ball game right now. 3 out of the corner short, and Reed had her hands on it, but it was poked away by Pontotoc. Boy, that looked like it was off of Reed. That must have been. We were shielded from that play, though.
Yeah, the crowd didn't like it. They rarely do when it doesn't go their way.
The crowd's never going to like a call.
Right.
It's always going to be split from the baseline. Galloway to the wing. Back to Galloway, left corner. Bay High being patient, working against this zone. Been tough for Bay High to get anything inside. Williams wanting to settle for a long jumper and change pivot feet right before the shot, wipe off the basket. So Tarika Williams would have put her on the edge of double figures, would have given her 9, now only with 7. And with Ford about to check in, Bay High needed to have made their run over the last 2 or 3 minutes, and they couldn't do it.
Right. Now they'll have to try to slow Ford down again once he gets back out there.
Bad pass and a steal. Bay High needs points. Reed cut off, trying to avoid a trap. Looking ahead, has it tapped away. Rosenbaum saves it in, goes crashing under the table, and then Rush, I think, tackled herself, and she's hurt. I say tackled herself. I'm hoping her knee didn't go out.
Yeah, it looks like she's grabbing that knee there, and you hope nothing seriously wrong with her here.
The way she went down, there's no reason why she was in the open floor by herself, and that's usually the way the knee injuries happen. It's usually not contact. It's usually she was reacting there. It's usually the foot, that bottom part of the leg doesn't move the way the rest of the body's moving, and it's a little tweak and a pop.
Right.
I don't know, but she went down so awkwardly there, Ron.
Yeah, and I was actually kind of shielded from it. I didn't get to see her actually fall, and I was kind of watching the ball on the other side there, and when she was going toward the ball. But yeah, not sure how serious this is.
Well, what's interesting about this is that my call on it was, she kind of got tangled over her own feet or almost tackled herself. Well, then when she didn't get up, she was immediately in tears, and her back is to the cameras. But we actually get a look, and they're working on her right knee. Quinn Ford's going to be checking back into the ball game. But our thoughts and prayers are with Kayla Rush, the sophomore. And so we're going to step aside for a quick break as they attend to Rush. We'll be back in a moment.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Great to see Rush walk off under her own power. And as we were talking with the truck in the break, they were mentioning maybe a hyperextension. That's far better. Far better. Big three by Krista Reed. And boy, an injury that kind of shakes up your team. Reed hits a three, back to a 6-point game. Ron, Bay High's not going to go away. Pontotoc's got to mentally fight through this.
That's right. Bay High, that shot there really put him right back in this game. I mean, trailing to 6 this late in the quarter.
Here's McMillan. It's been her quarter. 10 of her 12 here in the third quarter. She has been dynamic, and now an injured Bay High player that's going to walk it off. She does not want to come out. She's holding that right shoulder, but she does not want to come out. Will the officials make Brianna Smith come out? No, she rubs it out. .9 seconds to go, third quarter, 8-point lead. Here's Reed, who you're just waiting for her to take over.
You're looking at Smith holding that arm there. Not sure how effective she'll be able to be for him right here.
A steal. The pass looking baseline. Guess who? Reed took it back and then was fouled from behind. Fouled that time by Anna Cressman, the senior, with 15.4 seconds to go. So it will be to trigger it in. Bay High in the backcourt. Here comes Reed. Bay High might need to play for the final shot. We'll see. Pontotoc trying to trap. Galloway, 7, 6, down to 5. From the baseline, the shot, a back iron miss. McMillan grabbed the rebound. Why wouldn't McMillan grab the rebound as the third quarter comes to a close? Pontotoc a 40-32 lead as we have 8 minutes left in regulation for the fourth quarter. Well, fans, don't forget you can go back and catch all of these games on demand at MHSAA.tv. That's MISSHSAA.tv. You can watch all of these championship games. Why wouldn't you want to enjoy it in person and then go back and be able to see it again? Or, hey, even watch it multiple times. Tell your friends it's along the MHSAA network. Doing a fantastic job. You can catch it on YouTube as part of their YouTube channel with Play on Sports. You can also check it out on ESPN3. And don't forget the MHSAA network teaming up with Mississippi Public Broadcasting to bring you all 12 championship games on television live. So that's going to be a lot of fun. As we go to the fourth quarter, Rod, you look at the shooting numbers, and a lot of the stats very close. Bay High a 29-18 advantage on the boards, but shooting percentages. Pontotoc 41%, Bay High 39%, and when you're looking for the big stat in this ball game, that's been the difference maker. It's been those Bay High 15 turnovers to 8 for Pontotoc, and Ponotoc's been able to get those points off turnovers and translate them into easy baskets.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you just look at the big quarter that McMillan had there in the third quarter. She went into the half with 2 points, and now she has 12 points. She scored 10 points in the third quarter, and she kind of helped Pontotoc keep that lead when Ford wasn't as productive on offense as she had been in the second quarter.
From the baseline, McMillan. McMillan had 10 of her 12 in the third. Rosenbaum, right side of the catch by Hatcher. Bay High's got to get up and play tight man pressure. Russell got loose for a long deuce, and she put it in. There were those tippy toes on the line again.
Yeah.
42-32, the largest lead of the game, and Ford trying to get a steal. She can't do it. Reed finds Williams, and now Reed has it back.
If Pontotoc can hold on to this lead here and win, it will continue what's been just a dominant performance by the teams from the north in this state tournament so far. They win 11-1 over the first 2 days. Kemper County was the only team from the south to get a win, and it's just remarkable how well these teams from the north have played. And most of them have all been from northeast Mississippi, from that northeast corner where they love their basketball up there, and they're really playing well in this state tournament this year.
42-32. Yeah, you look at this run for Pontotoc through Noxubee County, Gentry, and Lafayette. There's Terica Williams, another 2. She's got 9 now. Trims that lead back to 8. Bay High staying in shouting distance. Pass to the corner. Great skip to Rosenbaum for 3. How that did not go down, we'll never know, but Jordan was there to board it. To Galloway. Bay High's now going to continue this run. Off a screen. Shot short, right on target, but missed. There's Ford. And Ford wants to take over. Ford across the floor pass too strong. That time she needed the alley-oop. I think she needed LeBron on the other end of that one.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade or somebody would have finished that off for it.
And so it will be Bay High basketball. We've seen a couple of errors for Pontotoc since the first quarter, but for the most part, Pontotoc has settled in other than the start of the third quarter and been very impressive. As Reed trying to bring it down the near sidelines. And it's a foul called on Russell. Russell picks up her 3rd. That is the 4th on Pontotoc. What's interesting, if Bay High is trailing late, they've only committed 1 team foul. They'll have perhaps maybe 3, 4, even 5 to burn through.
They have a lot of making up to do in the foul category.
And being that they only play basically 5, they might not have the fouls to do that with.
Right.
They'll have a lot of substitutions.
Right. Should have to put some of these those 2 girls in that haven't played a whole lot. Have to get in and maybe help out with some of those fouls there.
Reed falling down, couldn't get it to go, and slow to get up. Might have hurt herself just a little bit as Ford goes down the lane to the rim and the finish. The dominant second quarter, 15 of her 19 for Ford coming in the second quarter. That's her first bucket of the second half. And a bad pass and a steal by Ford. Ford to the baseline, to the rim, and 1. Her 3rd and 1 in the ball game. And the second quarter was Ford time. We're looking at Ford time again.
Yeah, it looks like Ford just kind of picks her spots when she wants to take over, and she's picked another spot. And here she is going to the free throw line to give them a chance to go up by 13 points here.
Free throw is up and good. We have a timeout on the floor by Bay High. And so the 5 on the floor will go over there with the 3 on the bench and have a small huddle and talk about it. It's now a 13-point game. Pontotoc on top with 5:32 to go. And so now, Rod, you can't get all this back right now if you're Bay High. You got to kind of break it up into segments. For Pontotoc, now's the time where they're saying, we've got to go out here in the next couple of minutes, and we've got to extend this out over 20 and put this team away.
Right, I think that's what Coach Russell's probably telling his team right now. And, just kind of looking at the body language of those girls on Bay High. I can see the fatigue sort of setting in. I was kind of watching Crystal Reed's body language a minute ago, and at the free throw line, she was kind of bent over and pulling the bottom of the pass. So I think fatigue may be setting in for Bay High, and Pontotoc needs to take advantage of that and try to go ahead and extend this 13-point lead and put this game out of reach and advance to the state championship game.
When you look at this Bay High roster, just the starting lineup: sophomore, freshman, 7th grader, freshman. you better get this team now because this team's not going anywhere. And so I guess it's going to make your job easier throughout the years because you'll know all these players by heart.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's phenomenal that they got their this team was able to get here with such a young group. Just a testament to what Coach Tripp, great job she does down there. This team has been a perennial power in 4A, you know, and then up until 2005, and then Hurricane Katrina came through and they ended up losing a few players, and the team kind of had to start over again, but she's got the program built back to where it was.
A steal and a finish for Pontotoc, up by 15 now, and Bay High has got to be very careful. They've got to have a bucket here. They've got to slow things down and start chipping away, and Pontotoc can taste it. They know that this is the time they've got to put the Lady Tigers away. Williams had a seam, but that ended quickly. As Smith looking to drive, a whistle in 3 seconds on Jordan. Bay High kind of wondering what happened. It was a 38-32 ball game. Since then, another big run and an 11-2 run as Pontotoc goes right to the rim. It's been the half of McMillan. She finishes and draws the foul.
Yeah, and I know Coach Russ has to be pleased with that because, like I said, Ford's going to want to kind of carry this team. So whenever he gets someone else to step up like McMillan has done here in the second half, Rosenbaum having a good game as well. That's just icing on the cake for this team.
As we'll see, Brianna Pinkston, the sophomore, check in for Bay High. Jordan's coming out. Jordan with 4 fouls at the line. Here's McMillan to cap off the three-point play, no good. And the rebound pulled in by Williams. 17-point lead for Pontotoc. Rod, what do you think that the Pontotoc fans were thinking when they were down 9 in the first half?
Well, I think it was still so early. This is a team they've been down before this year, and they've battled through, and you're undefeated, and your team's gonna probably work their way out of that. And I don't think they panicked at that point. If they'd been down 9 in the second half, they probably would have. But I think the fans were okay with that.
Bay High cuts it to 15. Here's a very good sight to see. Kayla Rush, the sophomore, checks back in, and a few fans recognizing, giving some little cheers and claps from the crowd. It's good to see her back. Yeah,
I was definitely concerned when you saw her down on the floor in the third quarter there.
Nice screen by Rush, and Ford got a lane and knew what to finish.
Excellent move there by Quinn Ford. Coach Russell, he's coached some good guards before. He had D'Amber Johnson a couple years ago. She's up at Mississippi State now and having a great season for Coach Fanning Otis up for the Bulldogs.
Kingston the bucket from the baseline. Back to a 15-point game, but under 4 minutes to go in this one. With the basketball, here's Hatcher. Pontotoc can chew on some clock now. E.C. Stiegel has checked into the ball game for Pontotoc. A turnover, looking for Ford along the sidelines. As we see checking in now, it'll be Elise Dorsey, the freshman, checking in. We'll see Kayla Russell back into the ball game, and a Cressman is back into the ball game. Bay High's got to have points quickly. Slipping down, going to her knees, and turning it over as Ford is fouled. Williams landed on the back of Ford, and Ford kind of gave a look back, kind of like, do you know who I am? What are you doing? Well, I don't think Williams knows that much. He's just a freshman.
Yeah, she got kicked on the back of the leg. That's kind of like you run over somebody's foot in the with a grocery shopping cart in the grocery store.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to play at Ole Miss after a couple more games. You don't need to get hurt. You don't need to tackle me. It's a 15-point game. What are you doing? That was a classic look. Here's Russell in the corner. Russell picks up her dribble. She got Reed on her. Reed's got to be careful, though.